When the headquarters are destroyed and the world is held hostage, the Kingsmen journey leads them to an discovery of an elite spy organization in the United States, and those two elite secret organizations must then band together to defeat a common enemy. A private American spy organization? Please don't tell me it's weavers who showed around corners. Based on the poster, I would guess it looks like cattle farmers. I really would hope they are cattle farmers who say howdy and use old Navy Colts. However, this stuff above reads the teaser of Kingsman 2. Well, Kingsman 2 follows Kingsman 1. It plays in the same universe with the same bunch of people, so it is fair to say that the events of Kingsman 1 should have an influence on the story. And there's a trailer that shows more of the first movie than of the coming movie, so I feel pretty justified to rant about a little continuity problem that might come up. Maybe I should remember you how Kingsman the Secret Service ended, with the elite of the planet decapitated, gone, world leaders, finance, elite royalty all gone. Why? Because a Yank want to build a utopia by killing all the poor people and only let the rich survive, which is the worst plan since Pinky and Brain tried to take over the world. Building a society with a bunch of people whose qualification is that they are rich is somewhat, well, what is the word? Oh yeah, stupid. I guess Mr. Supervillain planned to kill them anyway and had a second bunker somewhere full of farmers, engineers and doctors and other peoples who are more useful than fucking bankers. However, let's ignore that for a moment, that more or less every world leader, CEO and other guy that holds the keys to power are dead. Just ignore it. Remember how they killed the plebs? By sending out free phones to everybody. Everybody. Besides of perhaps North Korea, who would pretty surely ban this stuff, the whole world received those mobile phones. And when they did turn on the super killer mode, the world went berserk. People would start to kill each other, and evolutionary style, only the strongest would remain. Which is another silly aspect, because if you go out in the world with all your utopia rich dudes, you enter then a world inhabited by the most brutal and dangerous and pissed off people you can imagine. As we know, Mr. Bond, what was his name? Dipsy, Whipsy, Exy. Mr. Exy managed to turn off this machine before his mother could kill his little brother, but it did run for quite some time, I would say for more than enough time to enable an average cook with a knife to run down the street and kill a bunch of people, and don't even start to think about kindergartens. I would guess the mortality rate, especially in the group of the youngest, would have been terrifying. More than that, so the whole thing ends with a tremendous death toll and a more than traumatized society. There is no government to keep people calm. The first days of this new world would be worse than a zombie apocalypse. There would be some spots who can control a certain amount of order. Those who reject technology and those who boycotted this specific product, for example. I would argue that North Korea would have quite a good chance to find itself in a situation that they are not only the only ones left with a working government and military, while more or less all the other governments and militaries on the planet ripped itself to pieces, at least to a degree. Kingsman 2 will do as if nothing ever happened because the mother of Exy did not kill her child. Hooray! Well, it's not so easy. You produce there an apocalypse, nothing less, which could make a whole universe pretty interesting. And this is something that bothers me. The message is, fuck up the world, it has no consequence whatsoever, everything stays the same. And that's not just a stupid message, it's a dangerous one. Kingsman 1 tackled some serious issues perhaps without even understanding it. Essentially, it was about a generational change. Exy took on the mantle of an old and dignified and nonetheless conservative institution. He is the new conservative, the working class conservative who risks his butt to fight against the old bunch of wealthy conservatives who see the rest of the world not just as dispensable but as dangerous, and try to commit nothing less than genocide. And that's important because they succeed, at least to a degree. They don't succeed completely, that's true, but the scars will define those who survived it for more than a generation. Kingsman: The Secret Service was, without noticing it, a parable on the new conservatives. Kingsman 2, on the other hand, will very likely be a parable on the ideology of, well, there is never a consequence, everything will stay the same, whatever someone does. With the bold step Kingsman did, a step that Hollywood would never go in a million years, they could have created a new world, different from ours, to play with opportunities there. It will not come to this. Most of the audience don't like the idea of consequences these days, and status quo is God in entertainment. After all, that said, it's a missed opportunity to create something that has meaning. Thanks for watching, like, share and subscribe, and remember that with half the price of a soda can per month, you can help me produce more ranting videos about the things you love. Take care and have a wonderful day.